Hey friends, it's Amy Duff, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. It's Thursday, we're home from work, and we are making a breakfast casserole. And I've got a question for you as you jump on. First, where are you watching from? And then second, guys, how do you love your breakfast casseroles? I mean, who in the world says breakfast casseroles have to be boring? There are so many ways you can make them. I actually am putting a link to my recipe in the post for you, but this is just one version. There are so many ways you can make a breakfast casserole, so I'd love to know in the comments, how do you make yours? Like, what are your favorite ways? Do you have some variations? For us, you guys know Ricky is a meat lover, so we're using today sausage and bacon and eggs, and we're switching up the cheese, which makes it fun, right? You could put veggies in here. You can do all kinds of things. You could do ham. You could do, oh, I love spinach in mine. You could do spinach and ham and bacon. You can do sausage, egg, and cheese. You can do anything you want to with a breakfast casserole. A lot of people love mushrooms in their casseroles. We're keeping ours pretty simple. It's going to be a meat lover, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I did grease down the pan just a little bit. For a full-on keto version, you don't want any bread in here, right? And for a low-carb version, you could use your low-carb breads that you love, like the, what's it called, Ricky? The Lewis Bakery bread or the Hero bread or any of the low-carb breads. If you want to, you could put a slice of that low-carb bread in the bottom and make one layer of bread, but we just do it without. Like, we love it just as simple as it is. So we are starting off with sausage and bacon, guys, and we just crumbled it up, cooked inside the pan. We've got some eggs, and I just scrambled them here, or whisked them. I whisked them together. They're not scrambled. We're actually going to put them in the casserole. And I don't use a whole lot of seasonings either. I just use salt and pepper. You can use tons of seasonings. You can put red pepper flakes in here. You could make it with garlic salt and onion powder. You can do all kinds of things with your breakfast casserole. Again, we just keep ours super, super simple. But as you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're watching from, and then what are your favorite versions of breakfast casseroles? Put it in the comments. I love a breakfast quiche. I love a breakfast casserole. There's so many ways you can make your casserole delicious. So if you have some, I don't think I do, you can add some heavy cream to your eggs, but we don't have any. So we're just going to stir it up or mix it up really good and pour it over our casserole. Now, this is the tricky part. If you do use a bread, then you have to have a whole lot more egg. But you want to make sure your eggs are filling the pan and that we can have some wiggle room. Like, we want it to have some wiggle room. Let me show you what I mean. So when you put your eggs in there, you want to toss it around. And look, you see all that wiggle room? There's plenty of wiggle room. If you don't have wiggle room, that means you don't have enough egg, because you do want to make sure that the eggs are going to cook up and cover your meat or whatever vegetables you're putting in your pan. Now, if you use a low-carb version, you do have to use more egg. I think I did 10 in this one, so that actually is really good. So I've got 10 eggs. This is just me. I whisked them up. I've got sausage, a pound of sausage, and a pack of bacon cooked and crumbled inside the bottom. And then, guys, we're going to season it a little bit more with pepper, because I do like pepper. I love pepper, actually, especially my breakfast eggs. So we're going to put some more pepper on top. And then you can top it off with any kind of cheese you like. You don't have to have cheese, guys. Y'all know I'm a cheese lover, but you do not have to have cheese. You can season this with anything you like. Like I said, you can use garlic powder. You can use onion powder. You can use some red pepper flakes. You also, if I knew my mom wasn't going to eat this leftover with me for the weekend, I would put a little bit of hot sauce in those eggs. Ooh, yes. Put a little hot sauce in those eggs. I like a little spice, y'all. All right, but we have decided tonight that we're going to make ours with Havarti cheese. And I thought I had some Gouda. I don't have any Gouda. But we're going to use Havarti cheese and cheddar cheese. And we're going to mix those together. Normally for a breakfast casserole, most people are pretty boring and they use cheddar or mozzarella. And you guys know I love cheddar and mozzarella. But we're going to mix it up this time and do a little mixing with Havarti and medium cheddar. So I got my cheese grater over here. Again, you don't have to put any cheese on it if you don't want to. Havarti cheese is really good. It's a smooth, smoky cheese. I like Havarti. Does everybody love Havarti? As you're jumping on, or as you're watching me, let me know, what are your favorite cheeses? I'd love to know. I love cheese. So we're going to shred up some Havarti. Now, I'll tell you, when I'm making a casserole, you can absolutely use the shredded cheese. I do, when I just want to do it fast and not worry about shredding and dirtying and cleaning. But your recipes will be so much better if you shred your own block of cheese. Now, that's just the truth. I'm going to share it with you. If you shred your own cheese, it always tastes better. I think my dog just got sick in the living room, dadgummit. All right, I'm going to go this. Huh? Did he? My old man is getting old. A little bit's turning 15, and he is just getting older and older. He can barely hold us up together anymore. All right, so I'm going to shred this whole block of our body. You don't have to use as much because it is a really strong, smoky cheese. Not as strong as Gouda. Gouda has a stronger taste, but it's really, really good. And I know hard body and cheddar, or I've heard, it goes good together. I know when you make a charcuterie board, those are really good pairings of cheese. I've never really mixed them together in a casserole, so we will see. I can't imagine it tasting bad. I'm just going to move this cheese throughout the dish. I guess I could shred it over here and then move it. That'll be easier. I gotta make me a grocery list and put some paper towels on it. All right, be careful with your cheese shredder. Y'all know I'm notorious for cutting myself, so I'm really careful. This cheese is very smooth, which also means it gets soft really fast. So I always recommend you keep this in your refrigerator until you're ready to shred it, hard body cheese, because it will really get soft really quick, and then it just makes a mess on your cheese grater. It's really hard to shred because it gets so soft. So it's not a bad idea also to keep it in your freezer. You can put it in your freezer just for a couple of minutes before you get ready to shred it. I'm doing the best I can here. Maybe this is a sign that that's enough. And I'll just let Ricky eat the rest of the blocks. Yeah, let's just do that. This is just making a mess. All right, we're gonna use the rest of this hard body inside the casserole. I'm gonna do a little bit of cheddar to mix with it, and we're gonna have a delicious, easy dinner tonight. So I've got my oven on 350. You would cook this about 25, 30 minutes, depending on how many eggs you put in here. But really, just like we showed you in the beginning, how it's got the give, you wanna make sure when it's cooked that there's no give. That's it. When it's cooked, there's no give. It's cooked all the way through when it doesn't move in your pan. And I usually put mine on a timer for 25, sometimes even 30 minutes. I like a little crisp around the edges, but that's just me. All right, let me do some cheddar. If you guys are still here and this is not too boring, let me know what your questions are in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions you might have about low carb living or anything. If any kind of questions you've got, put them in the comments and I'll be glad to check it out. We're gonna shred up some medium cheddar. I'm not gonna use this whole block, but I am gonna take it out of that plastic so it's easier for me to shred. All right, cheddar does not get as soft as hard body so fast, so we can shred this much easier. But again, that hard body cheese, you want to keep it in your refrigerator or even your freezer until you're ready to shred it. Now, when I say freezer, I don't mean store it in your freezer. I mean, if you know you're fixing to shred it, put it in your freezer for a couple of minutes. Just helps it stay a little firm for you so you can mix it or shred it easier. I love shredding my own cheese, but it does take a minute and it does take another dirty dish. Y'all know I'm not a fan of cleaning. I got my oven on 350. We're fixing to put it in. I'm making a meat lover casserole tonight, a meat lover breakfast casserole. I'd love to know your favorite ways to cook a casserole. I'm fixing to check out the comments in just a second, and I'm going to read some of the ways you guys love it. And if you have any questions, put those in the comments because I'm fixing to come back and see if I can help you with anything. Yep, I know. I'm not the best cheese shredder. I'm sure y'all got all kinds of advice over there for me. I'm fixing to come read your comments. All right. I'm gonna smear this around. I want to make sure I got cheese on my edges. All right, you always can add cheese later. Just want to get some on the edges right there. Just on the edges. All right, guys, this looks really good, and it's fixing to go in the oven. So I'm fixing to come back and read your comments. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and put them in. I'm fixing to come read. Bacon, sausage, eggs, cheese, salt and pepper. Pretty simple, but it's going to be delicious. Watch out, kiddos. Oh, gosh, it's hot. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes first, and then I'll come look at it and see how much more I want to add. All right. Oh, yes, Asiago cheese. I see that. That was the first comment I saw. Hey, Teresa. I see Gloria and Debbie here. Yes, Trisha, yum. Hey, Donna. Never tried that cheese. I love smoked Gouda, too. Yes, I love smoked Gouda. Hard body doesn't have as strong a flavor as Gouda. I love Gouda cheese. So hard body is more smooth. It's got a little smoky flavor. Diana loves hard body Colby Jack. Sharp cheddar mozzarella. Yes. Hey, Sandy. I'm sorry I didn't see your comment till now. I just finished making a meat lover breakfast casserole. I love all kinds of cheese, Marie said. I believe I will cook one tomorrow night. Yay. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Use all the old, I use an old Presso salad shooter for cheese. Hey, guys, Ricky has me the fancy shooters that comes with your KitchenAid, but I hate cleaning. I mean, it's cool, but I hate cleaning. I just do not like cleaning. So I try to keep it as simple as I can while I'm cooking and while I'm cleaning. So this old handy dandy cheese grater comes in handy for me because I just don't want to spend a whole lot of time cleaning and taking out and putting up and all that good stuff. So I would love to know in the comments, what are your favorite ways to make a breakfast casserole? No one's told me yet. You can make them so many different ways. There's no reason for a breakfast casserole to be boring. You can make them low carb, you can make them keto, and you can fill them with all the good ingredients you love. You can use any kind of vegetable you like. You can use any kind of meat you like. You can do it a veggie style and no meats at all, other than the eggs, which is an excellent source of protein. Terry said she loves to put chili peppers in her breakfast casserole. Yum, that sounds good. Carrie is speaking to my heart. She doesn't like to clean either. Pampered Chef cheese grater. I've got one, Stephanie. Somebody gave it to me. My friend Bridget gave me one, and I do use it. It's really, really good. I love it, honestly, because it has the smallest little grating thing. I love this KitchenAid. I mean, Pampered Chef. It's Pampered Chef. This one has the bigger, so it makes bigger. I do actually use this a lot, but this one's just handy dandy, fast, easy to clean, easy to get in and out of the cabinets. Fresh green peppers. You can absolutely add fresh green peppers, onions, spinach, mushrooms. You can add anything you want to. Ricky just really loves a meat lover casserole. So we used bacon and sausage tonight, including eggs and Havarti and cheddar cheese blend. I'm doing good, Rachel said. Oh girl, that heat wave's been bad. We've been under a heat advisory, but it really is not nearly as bad as I know it could be, but it's just the first of the summer, so who knows what's going to happen. I guarantee you this weekend we're going to put some cold water in the pool, because this past weekend we put some cold water in on Saturday and it lasted till Sunday, but the water is evaporating really quickly, according to Ricky. He keeps it up for me, thank goodness. Let's see, I'm fixing to look and see if y'all have any questions. If not, we're going to jump off. I love this casserole. I did put my recipe link in the post for you, so as soon as this live video is over, you'll see the link to mine. Freezing does help, Tricia says. That's great. All right, guys. I love mushrooms, Pat says. I do too. I have never put them in my breakfast casserole, though, because I usually just make what Ricky loves, and I love it too. So, well, I must have a good thing, right? All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. Y'all have a great night. If I can help you with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you're new here and you want getting started tips, say getting started, and I'll send them to you guys. Y'all have a great night. Bye.